Hey everyone, me again, back for the fifth and final part of my Doom series review, and the game I'll be reviewing is Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil. And this game's story continues from where the original left off. And after the original Marine, you play as a different guy this time, and he's also unnamed. They come back to the base. Dr. McNeil, who you heard of kind of in the last game, she also helps out. She's the main driving force behind this new expedition. So anyway, this team of Marines is exploring this Site 1. They're looking for any hidden chambers for something. And they find something behind this wall, and they call your guy to come over, plant a charge, and blow it up. And they find this hidden chamber, and near the end, your guy sees this artifact, which is actually a weapon in the game. I'll explain more about it later. And when he grabs for it and touches it, this huge flash ensues, and his other expedition mates are instantly vaporized. And the cave collapses around you, and that's where you begin. Along the way, you meet up with McNeil and someone else who helps you along, tells you what you need to do, as if you didn't know already, basically. And a couple differences in this game include, for one thing, the flashlight problem is corrected. You now have a little flashlight attachment on your pistol. There's also the ionized plasma levitator unit, or the IPL unit, or the grabber. It's basically the gravity gun from Half-Life 2, but nowhere near as good. I mean, this thing overheats in like 4 seconds and lets whatever you grabbed go, but you can grab enemies' attacks and throw it back at them, so it's pretty cool to have enemies on the opposite side of their own attacks. There's also the double-barreled shotgun, which I forgot to mention in my Doom 2 review, but not this time. Basically, it's a shotgun with 2 barrels, reloads after every shot, lots of power behind it. Use it whenever you can. I'll get to the artifact later after the new enemies in this game. There's the Vulgar, who is the new replacement for the Imp in terms of most common enemy. The Vulgar is this thing that looks more like an alien to me rather than a demon, and it appears out of a green pentagram, whereas the other ones appear out of orange ones. And it throws a green energy ball at you, and if you're close enough to it, it'll jump on you and scratch you, and it jumps really fast. So take this thing out as soon as you can. It's not too damaging, but it's really annoying to deal with. They're also loud. I mean, they screech loud. And there's some new zombies. Aside from the generic zombies, the fat zombies, chainsaw zombie, Z-Sec, there's also in this game the hazmat zombie. He's just a zombie wearing a hazmat suit who tries to hit you. They give you oxygen tanks for when you're in the sewers level, so that's good. There is the... who was this? The Bruiser. The Bruiser is like a combination of the Hell Knight and the Mancubus. He has 900 health, whereas the Hell Knight has 800, and the Mancubus has 1,000. And he has 2 automatic, fully automatic, fireball launching cannons. And he fires these things as fast as he can. He can fire 10 fireballs in 3 seconds. Which is why when you go up against him, I suggest you use the artifact. You're going to need it. As for the bosses, I'm trying to think if there's any enemy I forgot. I don't think there was. Vulgar, Bruiser. No, I think that's pretty much all the new ones. Oh, no. The new Lost Souls per se, which look a lot more like the Lost Souls from the original Doom games, which, as in Doom 3, they look like human heads. Well, this time they actually look more like the original ones, but they're called the Forgotten ones. They're slightly weaker than Doom 3's Lost Souls, but they look a hell of a lot better. Bosses. 3 of the 4 bosses, of course the last one being the final one, are the hunters. Every time you kill, or when you kill one of these hunters, their power is transmitted to the artifact that you use, and you gain their power. It's kind of like when you kill someone, take their power, like in the old Mega Man games. You know, you kill the master, you take his power. Kind of like how it is here. Obscure reference, I know. The first one is called the Helltime Hunter, and Helltime is slowing down time, and you still go at the same speed. Basically, that's all it is. Second one is the Berserk Hunter. Berserk is you deal 400% the damage, I think. Either 3 or 4 times the damage. And the last one is the best one of all, Invulnerability Hunter. So you have invulnerability when you kill him. And when you use the artifact, you don't select what power you want to use. Whatever powers you have on the artifact at the time you activate it are all activated at the same time. and their effects last for I think like 15 seconds. And if you're up against like there's one level where you go up against like three bruisers, like you kill one and another one, like one teleports after one's dead, or one dies, and if you use a double barrel shotgun and the artifact, one blast is all it takes. It's pretty cool. The final boss in this game, the Maledict, what I base my gamer tag off Xbox Live off of, is this giant flying skeleton-faced demon thing, whose tongue is Betruger's head and neck. Now, at the end of Doom 3, after someone asks, "Where's Dr. Betruger?" and they say he's nowhere to be found, you see his head at the end of the Maledict's tongue. So I don't know the full story. Maybe he formed a deal or whatever. Maybe the Maledict was brainwashing him. I don't know. But anyway, you have to face him, and he is a lot harder than the Cyber Demon. A lot harder. I mean, he has different streams of attacks. He spits fireballs. He sends a stream of fire along the ground. And at certain points in the battle, you activate the artifact and then get out the BFG and charge it up to a full blast. I forgot to mention this about the Guardian from Doom 3. But it just deals a lot of health to him. And when you weaken him enough, he perches on this little perch of his, and he starts calling on a meteor shower. And even if you stand up, like pretty much right next to where he is, you still take at least some splash damage. I have not found a complete safe zone from those things yet. And the Guardian in Doom 3, you know how that blue light is his weakness, the one that appears over his head? You can kill him right at the beginning of that battle. Fully charge up your BFG, aim for that blue light, make sure you aim high enough so it doesn't hit his tusk or anything, and it kills him in one shot, right off the bat. I'll get that out of the way right now, because I've been wanting to say that. Complaints I have with this game, for one thing, even though the flashlight is part of a gun, it's only part of the pistol. They didn't just make the flashlight built into your suit or whatever. So if you want to use the flashlight, you can use the gun, but it's just your pistol. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to use your pistol for later levels. There's also no chainsaw. A Doom game with no chainsaw. That is the main piss-off point for me. I do like the game, but the lack of chainsaw just... ugh. I hate it for that. Other than that, though, it's fun. Graphics in this game look horrifying, but that's in a good way. Like when you go back to Delta Labs, you see the remains, and it's just lays in shambles, and it goes into hell time for a few seconds occasionally, and you see all these skeletons that are squished in between girders, or inside walls, or in the ground. It's pretty cool looking. So, overall, I give this game a 9.0 out of 10. Main complaint was a lack of chainsaw, but the only reason I didn't give Doom 3 a higher score was because of the flashlight predicament. So with that completes my Doom series review, and starting next will be my Half-Life review, and I of course will start out with the original Half-Life 1, which I have the PS2 version for, so that's what I'll be reviewing. So until then, Metroid, signing off.